Hi everybody, welcome back to Mr. Teacher. So, on today's episode, we're going to be discussing Martha Grahm and Aaron Copland's ballet, Appalachian Spring. Use the comment section below to ask any questions or let me know what you're thinking at any point in time during the video, and I'll answer them as best I can. As always, like and subscribe. Let me know what you like. Thanks for being here today, ladies and gentlemen. On today's episode, we'll be exploring together Appalachian Spring. We'll take a look at Noguchi's set design, Copland's composition, and Graham's choreography. Isamu Noguchi was one of the early 20th century's most prominent and most important sculptors, creators, artists, really truly one of the most forefront of the 20th century, the end of the Romantic period and the beginning of the Modernist period. He also worked with Martha Grahm and Aaron Copland to create the set design that we see in Appalachian Spring.
The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and backlash against Japanese Americans in the United States had a dramatic personal effect on Noguchi, motivating him to become a political activist. In 1942, he started Nicey Writers and Artists Mobilization for Democracy, a group dedicated to raising awareness of the patriotism of Japanese Americans, and voluntarily entered an internment camp in Arizona where he remained for 7 months. Noguchi did not belong to any particular movement, but collaborated with artists working in a range of disciplines and schools. He created stage sets as early as 1935 for Martha Grahm.
Born in 1900 in Brooklyn, New York, Aaron Copland is one of America's first proper composers. Pianist by training, he goes to Europe to study and then comes back to the United States to start working on collaborative projects and do a lot of different work that we know as his career, which spanned over 40 years. Mr. Copland worked with Martha Grahm in order to write Appalachian Spring. Mr. Copland was vacationing in Mexico at the time and decided to work on Appalachian Spring through correspondence and old letters or telegrams with Martha Grahm at the same time.
Aaron Copland became one of the century's foremost composers with highly influential music that had distinctive blend of classical, folk, and jazz idioms. Some of Copland's most prominent pieces included Fanfare for the Common Man, El Salon, Mexico, and Appalachian Spring, which he won a Pulitzer Prize for.
Martha Grahm is one of my favorite people in all of art history. She was innovative, she was ahead of her time, and she did whatever she wanted to do by herself in a time when women weren't allowed to do what she was doing. Starting at the age of about 20, she started her own dance studio. Then she became a professor at the Eastman School of Music and Art, where she taught dance to students for decades. Absolutely fascinating person of history and absolutely amazing choreographer. She's been compared to Picasso. She's been compared to Frank Lloyd Wright. She's been compared to every major artist of the 20th century, and she deserves her own place with them.
Martha Grahm, born May 11, 1894, and died April 1, 1991. An American dancer and choreographer, Grahm is known as one of the foremost pioneers of modern dance. Building upon the foundation of turn-of-the-century dancer Isadora Duncan, Martha Grahm would take this art form to a new level with her introduction of dance techniques that at first horrified and then later won over the American public. Like other modernists, she broke with formality of 19th century Romanticism in order to create not only a uniquely contemporary style, but one that was quintessentially American. Her philosophy, which helped shape the American public's view towards dance, was that dancing is an affirmation of life through movement. President Gerald Ford called her a national treasure, awarding her the first Presidential Medal of Freedom ever given in 1976. In 1998, Time magazine listed her as the Dancer of the Century and as one of the most important people of the 20th century.
So there you have it. Grahm, Noguchi, and Copeland worked together to create one of the finest American ballets ever written in their time period. Now, some things I like to look for as I watch the ballet is the coordination of the set design with the music and the choreography, the collaboration between the three artists and how they created this. I also like to look for Graham's usage of tension and release to tell her story through choreography, as well as Copeland's beautiful score that went on to be changed and written for all sorts of different groups. But this is the original source. So as you watch the ballet, watch for Graham's tension and release, listen for Copeland's beautiful music score, as well as the set design by Noguchi. I hope you find this video useful as you watch Appalachian Spring. The links are below into the performance that I would recommend. I've listed two there. One is in black and white, that includes Martha Grahm in the cast. The second is in color, and it's through the Library of Congress. It's a more modern adaptation. I highly, highly recommend that you watch the version with Martha Grahm. It's her ballet, it's her dancing, and it's absolutely beautiful. So ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy again. Like and subscribe below. The buttons are there. I believe my subscribe icon should be right in this area. So go ahead, take a moment if you could do that. I'd greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Keep on learning.